Okay. Yeah.
So, hi, Yuri. Yeah, thank you very much for accepting the invite. This is the Sophisticated podcast, so more than welcome here. So today we are going to talk about data ethics and also how Altegio is dealing with. So we have met during the Web Summit Lisbon back in November, and honestly, I was so surprised that your startup company is dealing absolutely ethical with the data. So means that you are not feeding the machines, you are just basically use the client data in order to make their business growing. So could you please let me know a couple of points about how Altegio supports local service businesses? And could you please introduce your business a little bit?
Yes. It's glad to meet you again, actually. So Altegio is a cloud services provider for small local service businesses. Yes, like such as beauty salons, sports, fitness studios, like everything what is about wellness, well-being, and health, etc. Um, and we are basically just like creating the cloud software without doing anything else. We could create like software and a kind of ecosystem around it. Uh, the main value of this software is just like really simple. We help businesses to earn more because those type of companies we are working with, it's very low margin business.
Mm.
And it's really tricky to be competitive, and it's really tricky to earn like significant amount of money. So to do this, you must be really efficient. So this whole software is like about efficiency. It's like how to earn more, how to spend less, about different optimizations, etc.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have mentioned that one of your unique selling point is basically promising for the users that you are not using or overusing their data. How do you ensure that this thing is really happening, and how you secure the data? Because honestly, the users have to give all their data, so name of the company, their availability, services, all those things. So how do you handle all those things?
Yeah, right. So this is actually kind of part of our go-to-market strategy, and it's really specific for our industry and our competition, the competition field we are playing in. So most of our competitors, basically from the US or from the Western Europe, uh, they don't build just software. Most of them, they build marketplaces. Like
Mm.
almost, I would say 100 of them, they build marketplaces. It's a kind of websites or apps where people can search for those small local service businesses. And at the same time, they are software developers, which kind of arise a big conflict of interest, because once a business start to use this type of software, they share their customers' data with those marketplaces,
Yeah.
basically advertisement platforms. So and one of the promises on these markets, like they're gonna bring new clients, which actually kind of really tricky topic to talk about, because nowadays clients can easily find the local service businesses just using map services. So just using Google.
Exactly.
There's no need for some kind of extra platform, even if it's provide bit more sophisticated data. Google nowadays are doing this. This conflict of interest is like about to sell software or to sell like new clients, new audience. And before, like I would say like 5, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less years ago, market, like this technology tech market, uh, it was different. The software company did not get such good valuations. It did not get such big multiples to revenue. And those companies, they were supposed to pitch their investors and make them promises. We are not just like selling software, we're something bigger, we're something more scalable.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they were building this type of things. Nowadays, it's changed because those vertical SaaS companies, they started to get like really good valuations. The investors started to understand like how those models are really sustainable and scalable as well. Yeah, AI, for instance, AI gets bigger valuation nowadays. But yeah, but still, it's SaaS market is very good. There's no need to build marketplaces anyway to get the good valuations. So this is how we position ourselves against the competitors, because we really think this is really important to help those local entrepreneurs to be efficient, not to use them to reach our own goals, like to get bigger relations or something.
So it seems that the whole value proposition, the whole message that the users can keep their data rings really the bell, especially with the small businesses. So
Yeah,
they really
absolutely.
see big value in this.
Yeah, absolutely. So if they buy software, they must be sure that the data stays inside of the software they use. It doesn't go for any other like purposes. If you talk about AI training, this is a complicated topic, because it can be ethical, it can be not ethical at the same time.
Exactly.
Sometimes if you train models to help the users, it's fine. If you train models to reach some kind of other goals, it's not fine. And it depends how they do it. Is the data used anonymously to train it or not? Like it's a big topic actually. It's like really tricky as well.
Yeah, so once you get the data from the customers, then or from users, then do you do any data cleaning or any help for them to build up their own CRM system, or do you give them some kind of training?
No, we don't do any cleaning. So all the data they upload or they input in the system is like just their data. We help them to have it more structured. I mean, to show them it's in more structured way. But yeah, we don't do any kind of optimization of this data.
So basically, trust and then loyalty are also your core values and also a kind of part of the go-to-market strategy.
Yeah, it's like as I said, yes, it's like we I really make them sure that by choosing us, they're not gonna end up in the situation when they're not the owners of their clients. When the
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially in our market and booking platforms, if clients book visits and like schedule appointments not by using their own channels, then it means it's already like clients can use these platforms to book another book appointments with their competitors, to find their competitors. And actually those companies, most of them, they use advertisement, they use targeting. Like if you sometimes you can just make an appointment by call, not using any online platform, but your data is already online in this software, and this company of marketplace can already target you in the info. So this is what we actually don't do. This is
But still, so you mentioned that you don't really use the customer data, but then how do you ensure a kind of balance between innovation and operational efficiency? So how do you apply for all these? Because also during the whole Web Summit, one of the main topic was, yeah, let's collect data, let's be sure that the quality is good enough, and then train the model, and then the whole innovation is going to keep rolling. So how do you make that?
Yes, this is one of the most complicated parts, and that's why the gap to enter the market is really high, because either you use some kind of tricks, so you don't do just like a normal SaaS model, you have to have like your business model with extra revenue streams. Or you can be very efficient inside of your own operations, how you sell, how you train and educate your clients, etc. Because those processes are still not free. They can be, they're still kind of expensive. Most of the companies use people for it, not just like online platforms, etc. And at the same time, on our market, average check is very low. So our
Average
nowadays
check? What do you mean?
average check per user, average. Okay, so how much they spend monthly for average on such type of software?
So basically, customer lifetime value.
Yeah, customer lifetime value is okay. This is the
Mm,
trick. So if you have like really good retention rate, but still like low average revenue per client, you
mhm,
can build like really good business model still. This is
mhm.
what we're actually doing. We're focusing on like retention, not focusing on like big average check, and like obviously focusing to have trust and to be a reliable platform, just stable, not only about security, but because of like number of bugs, we must have zero bug policies, we must have lots of different like things to follow this strategy. So it's tricky. So to build a big to build a good business model on such market, we must be very efficient ourselves. We must use lots of our own internal solutions, softwares, etc., optimizations uh, to deliver like okay level of service using like really low average check from those clients, small businesses who doesn't earn too much to spend a lot of money on the software.
And you mentioned security. What do you think? What should be the security requirements when it comes to data ethics, and what do you apply for on your
Yeah.
platform?
Yeah, okay, the security is still like a really wide topic, but if you're talking about this like cybersecurity, it's everything's up to engineers. The level of engineers, not only like security engineers, all the engineers, like just regular developers, how they write code and which policies they use. Um, and it's complicated. I mean, it's always the balance. Uh, for instance, if you just face like regular threats from like abstract hackers from outside, um, you must know how valuable is your data you store. Sometimes like if it's financial, if it's bank data, etc., it's like can be really valuable. It's really expensive. So those companies, they can invest a lot of not companies, hackers, whatever. They can invest a lot in breaching security levels. If it's like something more simple, no one would invest a lot, like in stealing this data. It's like that just doesn't make sense economically. So from some point, it's like it's really enough to have just good engineers and like follow best practices, and you feel secure until you don't store really something like really valuable. But from another point, we had this. Really big problems when the war in Ukraine has started, and it's raised a lot of like people just trying to hack companies who work in Ukraine. We had like really dangerous and massive DDoS attacks,
Yeah.
and then we were from those like 2022, 2023. Now it's not a problem, but before it was a huge problem. We were supposed to invest like twice more in like servers we buy. It's supposed to be more scalable. We're supposed to buy like really expensive solutions like Cloudflare enterprise level, etc., etc., etc. So like we build this type of infrastructure which helps us to protect our business actually and the customers' data from like bigger threats, even if the type of our data is not so valuable.
Yeah, so when it comes to data ethics and how the data is used, then there was a really exciting news that Altegio is going to UAE as well. And as we know, Middle East has different data ethics, and they use the data differently than other countries, like, for example, the EU or other European countries. How do you apply for this whole data ethics?
Yeah, we truth be told, we are still not like fully ready for those regulations. It's not about like even our business is mostly about the client's business. So the software they use, this software must be compliant. So if they didn't use it, how to say, the way the government expects, it's kind of the moment it's there bigger their problem than ours. But we still help to trying to help them because in our market there is no other solutions. If you talk about Dubai, who like follow those regulations. So anyway, they must use something, but they don't have anything from market to provide them. But we're gonna finalize this gap soon too.
Sounds great. So I'm really crossing the fingers for you guys. And finally, which advice, so what would you say for businesses who would like to adopt this ethical data practice? And do you have any advice or any hints and tips for also maybe for go-to-market strategy for them?
Sorry, I just didn't get completely the question. Sorry.
Which advice would you give for other businesses who would like to adopt ethical data practice? And maybe if you have some hints and tips for go-to-market strategy to use this.
Yeah, this is like just basic philosophy, you know, like if you try to build your business model on some kind of tricks, it's never going to be sustainable. Yeah, it may help you at the point, you know, may help you at the beginning to grow faster, you know, to achieve some goals, but it's never going to be sustainable. So my just advice: don't try to build business models which are tricky. Like, you know, like oh, we sell software, but then the goal of selling software is just like, you know, obtaining data. You know, it's never going to last long because there was always another players who will not do this and who will have way stronger value proposition than yours. At the same time, you know, like it's like just another advice, like it's constant investment. It's never you can do it at the beginning, or like, you know, spend 1 year doing this and then stop doing this. It has to be accounted in the business model as well. So you have to be constant of like building, changing, improving, changing, etc. of those things. So it's part of your cost. You must live with this, like with this, you like pay taxes is the same. It's like tax on security, but internal tax.
Okay, super. Yuri, thank you so much. That was such an exciting talk about data ethics, and now this is getting more and more important because of the whole AI waves and everything. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's meet.